Hello! Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going on with some more Ark news because Wildcard has announced some more information regarding to Ark Survival Evolved. Today they released some more information about TLC 3 that we've been waiting on for 2 years now, so let's just dive right into it. A few weeks ago they announced some information on TLC 3 which was to do with the Mammoth, which will be one of the creatures that's going to get its own TLC. They said that they'll be teasing us with some juicy TLC 3 info, along with giving us an overview of what we've been focusing on lately behind the scenes. The much awaited TLC is getting closer, and we're excited to get some of our reimagined favourites into our hands soon. We'll be conceiving these veteran Ark friends via visual and mechanical upgrades that will introduce new elements of gameplay. Much appreciated community feedback drew our attention towards the woolly mammoth, among others, and it's time for this relic of the Pliocene epoch to make a new debut heralded by the new beat of a buff bound to add more utility to emergent gameplay and more. We hope that drums up some enthusiasm. I must say that I reckon the new mammoth looks really nice compared to the old one. I think they've, made it look a lot more realistic, and I think it looks really good. Earlier today, they announced some more information regarding the TLC 3 patch. Now, we're going to actually have a look at what new abilities and buffs and attacks it has. So for its new abilities, the Mammoth is going to get a war drum saddle and a buff that has one additional passenger seat on a saddle that comes equipped with a war drum that must be played to maintain an area of effect buff that improves stamina regen and makes them immune to fear. It's going to be exciting to just play some drums on the back of a mammoth. I think that's going to be pretty cool. For new attacks, the mammoth is also getting a tusk sweep. So it sweeps the tusks left or right to gather and harvest thatch. It also gets the trunk trumpet, which emits a trunk roar that does an area of effect debuff to all enemies within range. I think that's really cool, considering that's a thing that elephants roar with their trunks. I think it's going to be something really cool to see in game. And it's also getting the foot stomp, where the mammoth rears up and then puts all of its weight into a forward slam with its front legs to directionally knock back enemies and gather wood. As well as the trunk grab, which is similar to the Carcanosa's grab. It is able to grab, hold, and release smaller targets. So I think that's really cool that it can do all these new abilities. It can grab with its trunk and roar with its trunk. I think that's really exciting, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Now, we have covered the Mammoth is getting a TLC. Now we got the second creature announced that's also getting the TLC in TLC Pass 3, which is this long-awaited OG dinosaur, the Stegosaurus. What Wildcard have stated is, primarily known as a harvester, the Stegosaurus will be seeing visual upgrades and an expanded toolset that makes it hard to resist. New abilities, those backplate modes. And each backplate passive buff can switch between 3 modes, and the different modes will be indicated visually. There is a hardened plated mode, which applies a damage reduction buff and prevents riders from being dismounted by enemies. This also comes with a wood harvesting benefit. There is a heavy plate mode, which applies a slow when attacking with the basic tail whip, which has a thatch harvesting benefit, and a sharpened plate mode, which applies an armor penetration effect when attacking with the tail whip, also useful for harvesting berries. And it has a new attack, which is the impaling tail whip, which is able to impale and immobilize players and smaller creatures. I reckon that ability is going to be different. Is going to be similar to the Kentrosaurus, how it can use its Thagomizers to whack you onto its tail, fly you around, swing you around, all that good jazz. And I think the backplate modes will be really cool. It said it will be indicated visually, which I reckon means that it's going to have the different colors for each of the backplates. Now I know that these could just be because of the different color Stegosauruses that they are, but I feel like these might be a hint at what they look like. You can see the different color plates. If I was to have a guess, I'd say the hardened plated would be back there. The heavy plate mode would be that one, and the sharpened plate mode would be this one. I'm not quite sure. Don't just take my word on it. I'm just having a bit of a guess. But yeah, that's my current ideas. It's probably just because of the color scheme of the dinosaur itself, but who knows? That's essentially all of the good news. I reckon probably in another 2 weeks or so time, maybe even a week, Wildcard will probably announce some more information regarding TLC Pass 3. If I was gonna have to choose some, I'd say I'd really love a redesign on the Plesiosaur, some new abilities on the Megalodon, probably the Carnotaurus as well. I'd really appreciate some new stuff on those 3. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please consider snapping that like button. And if you really enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to the channel down below. Remember, you guys are the real heroes, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.